to be able to just bring something that's slightly different and a slightly different approach to these kinds of questions that the world asks, because it's inspired and informed by my Christian faith. And when I encourage Christians to try and develop that kind of voice, I often say, first commitment you need to make is to be missional. And by being missional, I mean this, that it's not about us, it's about them. So it's not about me with my Christian demands, my Christian desires for the world. I start with the culture, just like the Apostle Paul in Acts 17, as he's walking around Athens Agora, the marketplace, and he's looking at all the idols there, and he's having a starting point of a conversation. And then he goes and he quotes pagan poets who are actually in context talking about the Greek god Zeus. And he has that opportunity to talk about that we are God's offspring, which is a quote from the poet. And we live and move and have our being. Now, that's risky stuff, but that is starting with the culture, not starting with Scripture. We start with them, and then we build a bridge to what we have to say. So we start with them, we start with their films, their music, start with the popular books that are going on in their world. Why is a particular book popular at this time? Does it say something about the general longing that we have right now? For instance, at this moment as we record, we've got an incredibly fractured world, fractured in the United States politically, it's fractured everywhere else in Europe. We've got something powerful to say to that, but we can't do that if we start from here. We have to start there and then build a bridge as to what civility, Christian-based civility looks like. But the second point of being missional is that it's not just about them, it's about him. And so the Apostle Paul, he doesn't stop with this idea that Zeus, somehow we're all the offspring of Zeus. No, he just uses that as a springboard to get to Jesus and the resurrection. And so we want to be biblically orthodox. And certainly some of the toughest work that I have to do when it comes to presenting a little script on BBC Radio 2 or whatever, is to do things that the producers don't really mind about because that's not their world, but I'm mindful of, is that I want to be biblically orthodox, and I've got to do some hard theological work to make sure that that little script that I present, that little 3-minute spot I present, is biblically true and honours God as well as connects with the audience.